do not seek praise, seek criticism. It is quite easy to get approval if we ask enough people, or if we ask those who are likely to tell us what we want to hear. Mm-hmm. So with criticism, I just want to know, like, is it something that we should be looking at as more of in a positive mind frame or more of a negative mind frame when it comes to us, certain people getting criticised?
Okay. I think in that first part, do not seek praise, seek approval. A lot of people are, as soon as they start something, they want to tell everybody, which is fine, like from a business standpoint. It's like, look guys, I'm starting my own business. If you know of anyone, that's marketing and that's word of mouth and help. But then people I've seen it in the life coaching realm, and I think it's based from insecurity when it comes to seeking praise. I still do believe people think that they are kids. People still think like children, where it's, look, I did the dishes.
I need to be praised for it.
I need to be praised for it. Look, I got an A.
I need to be praised for it.
Sorry. So people stop working hard. Remember last episode we were talking about lazy people?
And what do you think people need to be praised? That's the thing I was going to ask you. Why do you think people always seek even approval from anyone?
Well, it comes from those little basic fears. Is one of your biggest fears, the fear of the fear of being alone, the fear of not being loved or accepted by your peers and so forth. We're human beings, so we need love. One thing for me is that a lot of people like go into relationships because they want something out of that relationship instead of giving something to that person. In business, we hear it all the time. Number one thing is your business is there for a purpose. It's a service. It's helping others. It's not, yes, you're in the business of making money, but your business is service. McDonald's is in the business of takeaway. It's in the business of real estate.
Yes.
It's trying to distinguish the two. So praise I believe from my clients and all that, and what I've read, it comes down to, this is just my opinion too, it comes down to fear. Because when we do get criticized, how do we react to it? Successful people, or not successful people, but people that want to make things better for themselves and people around them in the world will take any type of criticism, negative, positive, but they'll stand up for their right too. What I mean? If someone says something, I think you should have done it this way, and then that person questions it, I think you should always question criticism. That's why people, when they seek approval, it's still that child mindset of, Daddy, look at me, Mummy, look at me. I need your approval. I need your love. I see it a lot in relationships. What can I do to make this better? It's like, dude, how can you make that person better? Why are you trying to make yourself better? And it always happens when something goes wrong, people want to... there's no problem trying to fix yourself, but it's like, with me, if we're not making enough money or sale or whatever, it's like, I know I'm capable of it, so how can I make this situation better for you?
Yeah, of course.
If that means changing my mindset, that's different. But if it's, how can I make myself better for you, I see it as a self-centered act. So I think when it comes to praise, and the reason why people don't become successful or don't complete tasks or go through with it is because they're not getting the attention for the work. They're not getting rewarded. It's that it's like that gold star you used to get back in high school. That gold star would make you so superior, knowing that, I've done something very well, I got rewarded. And the thing is, we take it, it's okay, but the thing is, what happens is certain people out there, when they get that gold star, they don't be humble about it. They want to show it off and say, oh, look what I've got. And that's the thing that I find, that it is that child mind, that child mindset. But what I also found with criticism is that working for so many companies where you take a shot, if it doesn't work out, you have to cop it on the chin from the bosses, and that's perfectly fine. But there's some people who won't stand or tolerate bullshit, especially from bosses if they put them down. Sure, stand up for I don't like how you treat me. That's fine, and express it. That's different. There's a way of doing things.
But if someone is criticizing you for how you've done it and they show you how to do it better, cop it on the chin, but learn from it. And the thing is, I think with criticism, it comes down to two factors. Either it's the comfortable lie, or it's the uncomfortable truth. And the thing is, when it comes to praise, sometimes it's that comfortable lie, especially if you're around friends who just keep on saying it to you, keep on saying it to you to make you know, and sometimes they be fake in that sort of sense. But it comes to
it's not being fake. They people don't want to hurt people's feelings in respect to them, but I think it's disrespectful not telling your best mate
friend
or your friend saying, listen, you need to grow the fuck up, or grab some ball, or you know, telling that girl, no, you shouldn't take what he's doing, you know, like just shit like that people do not say. And the thing is that people don't listen. Before you go on, I want to say a quick story. When I used to play ball, basketball, this is so funny. There used to be this kid, right? Decent play, average, right? We started at the same time. The only difference is he played basketball before I did. So I started playing basketball when I was 14. Never touched a basketball, wasn't good at all. Within 6 months, I was representing the suburb or whatever it was, right? Within a few months. That was based on work ethic anyway. So we're both on the same team now. We're playing, we're good mates or friends. Anyway, this guy, if he would have a bad game, then next week he'll change his shoes, and it wasn't based on superstition. Right?
Hang on.
Yeah, he would change his shoes.
Okay, so you mean tell me that if nothing was say for instance, if he's losing the game, let's see if I'm getting this right, he will not look at his own self to correct it. Yeah. He'll look at, well, it's probably the shoes. Yeah. And he'll go and buy a new set of shoes, thinking the shoes will give him that new mindset, the new gameplay, the new tactic. Yeah.
It was the shoes.
And what came from it? Like,
right? So one day we all like, and every time he came to practice, you know, he wouldn't even tell you he got the shoes. We all knew it. At the start, we were just like, oh, you got new shoes, you know? And he'll come up with an excuse, be like, you know, like the other ones, you know, they were worn out. And the first time we were like, oh, it kind of makes sense because we didn't, the first pair of shoes he had, like I still remember them. Because I put up, I think it was like 22 points one game, right? And he did not score at all. Like, it had nothing to do with the scoring, right? And I had a bad game. That was a bad game for me. I had 22 points and I fouled out. 6 fouls. I only played 5 minutes of the second half. So the whole second half I sat out. Now for me, that was a bad game because I was too, you know, hyper, and this happens. I was too in the game that I couldn't stop fouling. And I was I was probably the quickest on the team and in the league at the time. So I had these pair of shoes and one, right? They look like blue, you know, what's that cheese, the blue vein cheese?
Oh,
It looked like blue vein cheese, but cheddar cheese. It was, I'll show you a photo. It was blue at the front with holes in it. Anyway, Ben Wallace wore these shoes, right? Ben Wallace was a center. He couldn't shoot the ball, nothing like that. Anyway, I'm a point guard, right? Anyway, the next week, when he got those shoes...
Don't tell me he criticised the shoes for not doing its job.
Comes to halftime. 10 minutes in the first quarter, call a timeout. All right, I think we were playing up in Eltham, or we were playing somewhere in Whoop Whoop for us. Yeah. At the time, kids, it takes like forever to get somewhere. It was 10 minutes up the road, it takes 20 in our mindset, right? Yeah. And first 10 minutes of the game, right? This kid lit fire, bro. Like, I don't know what came out of his ass, right? He's put us up alone by himself, right? 10 points. He's in first 10 minutes, he's put 10 points or 12 points, right? He then goes to his bag, right? Grabs a headband and puts it on his head, right? And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? We're just thinking he's sweating. He's like, I'm going to drop 30 today.
Oh my God.
Dude, the guy didn't touch the ball the whole game after that.
So overall with the topic of criticism and praise and all that stuff, you mean tell me that was he ever criticised for how he was gameplay?
Of course, it was his escape was, if you know, because people see what they see on TV. They think it's the shoes. Don't get me wrong. There's basketball shoes there. They do make you jump high because of a certain amount of air.
Yes, I've heard about this. Yeah.
And stuff like that. But it's not like you're gonna get 15 leaps in the air or something like that, like something ridiculous, right? But his thing was, if I have these shoes, I will be accepted by others because they're the superior shoe.
And the fact is that
I wore 2 shoes, one for training and one for the game day, because you don't want to wreck the sole of it and stuff like that. But I had many pairs of shoes. I had outdoor ones. I've still got my Jordans and Kobe's. Those are the only 2 that I've got left. And I never wore the Jordans, and this was my own superstition. I just never played well in them.
Right.
I don't know if it was just a mindset thing, but this kid, I'm not going to mention his name. I don't know where he is these days, but him buying those shoes, and mind you, he was a lot. His family was well off compared to our families, right at the time. So him buying the latest shoes, the fucking NBA sweatbands and stuff like that.
By seeing those shoes that he was buying, if I correct me if I'm wrong, it was that praise that he needed for buying all those new gear, but he didn't want to be criticised for his gameplay, let alone he didn't even touch the ball.
No, he didn't.
He didn't even touch the ball once.
He had one game where he was shooting lights out, like just that game, and he was hitting. And didn't
anyone say to him, or go up to him and go, listen, it's not your shoes.
Of course, you always give people shit about it. Like it's basketball, you talk shit. That's just how it is. Yeah. And like he just couldn't take the fucking thing. Like it's not your shoes, dude. Like
it's your game.
It's your gameplay.
But people out there who don't even take that next step. If the last video we were talking about was lazy people. Some people are afraid to cop criticism from people about what they're doing, whether it's right or wrong. Either way, they just don't like someone to pull them aside saying, listen, you're not going very well. I think you should change this and that. Yeah. And it comes down to that point of difference. Like I said, it's that uncomfortable truth about certain things that people don't want to hear. Yeah. And I find that, with anything, with whether it's doing your homework and getting an F on it, or getting an idea and you take it so further, you want to become an entrepreneur and you take it and you fail miserably, or you face challenges and obstacles. You're going to cop criticism from certain people about it, but
you always will. That's part of life. People just kind of working hard is. You will go through the bumps and fails. I would sit outside, we're filming in the garage. I would sit outside and I would shoot. I had this obsession, right? Like we were talking about demons. My thing when it comes to this is the work ethic part, and this ties into praise and criticism, was if I didn't make this amount of shots, I was not going to be a good enough player. That's what was in my mind.
And the thing is, through that mindset, and a lot of people are there when it comes to criticism or having that mindset, there's room for development, there's room for improvement, and you'll do whatever it takes to get off your ass to do anything and try something new. If it doesn't work, try something else new. Again, it's that more of the trial and error. You try something, it doesn't work, do something else. But it was that mindset which I've come to realise it's not trial and error anymore, it's that trial and success. Yeah. You try something, okay, so what if you tried it and it hasn't worked for you? Okay, do something else. But what have you tried and it's actually worked? And if it keeps working for you, then guess what? Keep doing it. Now, when it comes to criticism, I've always found that who are you really listening to? Are they providing you with constructive feedback, or are they just criticising to the point that they're making you feel worthless and you can't grow from it?
Yeah, that's right.
You've got to know the two difference, right? Sure, I'm working at a warehouse for so many years, if we didn't do something right, sure, there was minimal praise, but there was a lot of criticism of how it should have been done. Of course. And the fact is that, sure, I took it on the chin, but when it came to the point, with so many years being there, I just realised that's all they were doing. It really took an effect on me, and it took effect on everyone else. Yep. And to realise that everyone wasn't happy where they were working, no one wanted to rock up, no one wanted to do the extra yard, and then people started to become lazy.
Yes.
And then that's when the boss got a bit angry because he realised that the productivity went down, but he didn't realise that it was his own self of what he was providing for us. And then a couple months later, then he started praising us. He realised that he forgot something that was very vital, and that was praise for the hard work we did. It wasn't praise for the sake of praising you for the sake of doing it to see that, he's a really nice guy. But he realised that he wanted to outweigh the criticism he was doing and the damage he was doing, because guess what? He was a boss of a company. Now, if the productivity isn't there, not only that the whole system goes down, he goes down with the ship.
I was watching a movie yesterday. Watching, it was Friends with Benefits. JT and the girl. What's her name? The girl from the 70s show. The
yeah.
Anyway, so he's in his office, and there was the guy, I can't remember his name, comes in, says, "Oh, you know your door's off." He's like, "Yeah, I just took it off. It's one of those things why Bill Gates became successful. He started taking all the doors off at work. So everybody wants a shortcut in life." And he says this. He says, "If you want to lose weight, stop eating more. If you want to make money, work your ass off. If you don't want to be alone, love someone and never let them."
With that guy, in the realm of praise and criticism, what did you do to sort of make him understand that, you know...
He got cut off the team. He got cut off the team because his way of working hard was, if I buy this book, it's going to make me better. No, read the goddamn book. The book isn't going to make you successful.
Reading and getting the nuts
Reading
on
it and taking action and seeing what works or not. But no one wants to do that because people need to know, is this going to work for me or not?
Yeah.
You don't know. Try it first.
And if you get...
People, I don't want to waste my time. And you know why? Because they don't want to get older and they don't want to die young. So they think that if they don't do it, it's better off. You know what I mean? It's like people say you only live once, so they start taking drugs and drinking every weekend non-stop. No, you're just going to die quicker. It's simple math.
Yeah.
You know, it's little things like that. You know, he got cut off the team, and not just because he wasn't good enough, was because that persona, that energy is just bad for the team.
Yeah.
It just was, because it was every week. You know, he'll say to someone else.
Oh, he'll criticize them.
Of course, it's like, "I'm better than you, man. I'll beat you." That person will end up smashing them.
And the thing is,
Not smashing him like that,
Yeah,
but
no,
he'll
but-
end up beating him on the court, like one-on-one, just absolutely torch the guy.
and was he ever the sort of person to seek approval from or praise from your
Of
team?
course, for me, he won from me all the time because I was me and the captain. He'll try to seek approval all the time, like fuck, so bad. The coach, all the time, because the coach used to be a really good player back in the days.
And do you feel that praise that you're giving him, do you feel that, you know, correct me if I'm wrong again, do you feel that it was keeping him in that bubble of, I am
It
doing
was.
well.
I was thinking that, like, anytime he did well, because we were a good bunch, like, oh fuck, good stuff. But sometimes it wasn't even like that. But you see, this is the thing: the people I've always been around never needed it to keep going.
No.
You know, but people need that in friendships. It's like, it's like, why don't you tell me I'm I'm good at this? It's like, why don't you tell yourself that?
Yeah, tell yourself that.
Because
Don't rely
people
on anyone.
That's right.
One thing that my old man taught me, and I've taken this to myself to learn it, he goes, don't rely on anyone. Now, that was for work reasons, but when I started to really take that apart, I started realizing, well, don't rely on anyone. What does that really mean? Don't rely on anyone when it comes to praise. You praise your own self. And when it comes to criticism, some people criticize themselves too much to the point that they get very negative, they get depressed and stuff. But
They're too critical of their own selves.
Yeah, and they don't do nothing. But when it comes to criticism, see it as a constructive feedback saying, look, that was good, but let's fix this area. I know there's room for improvement. And I tell all my students, as a career advisor that I am, I tell all my students, I tell them the truth.
People hold on to things.
And things, people take a personal attack on it. When people criticize, it will get criticized. They think, oh, it's a personal attack on me. No, it's not. No. If you look at, like I said, look at sports, the reason coaches would either criticize you in a more positive way and they have it in a constructive feedback because they know there is
You're
room.
better.
You know you're better.
I said this always to my players: you're better than what you think you are.
Exactly.
You're way better in your personal life and all that. But also, sometimes as a coach, you can't be naive to things.
Of course.
And be like, you can't push someone that doesn't want to be pushed to their limits.
Why is that?
You know? And the reason being is because they don't think they're not that good. Right? Because they've been told their whole life. And not only that, some people just want to be here. It's uncomfortable being uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable being comfortable for them. You know, for us, it's uncomfortable being comfortable. For them, it's uncomfortable being uncomfortable. So therefore, they need to be comfortable. And I saw that. It's like I was pushing this one person. I remember when what was it, basketball? It wasn't soccer. Might have even been at work. Pushing this one dude too hard. But because I thought it was the same as me. But not the same as me, but I saw that in him. That's the problem though. Just because I saw it in him doesn't mean it's in him.
And the thing is with that,
it's a picture that's painted a certain way, right? And people think it's that way. Now, when you ask the person, what did you have to go through in order to get there, they tell you the story, people will be like, oh, now it's even better painting. But they will say to themselves, I would never do all that for that.
No.
You know,
I would never cop the criticism.
I would never go through all this shit in order, you know,
to get
to
where
see
I want
the sunshine.
to get where
That's
I
the
want to
problem with people is that they want life to be easy.
Yeah.
Because it comes down. They're so fucking scared of the world. You know, people are, oh my God, World War III and rah, 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 and all this blah, blah, blah. So why the fuck are you shitting yourself? I'll tell you why. Because human beings want to hold on to everything. We are possessive people. Human beings are possessive because we don't understand the unknown world. We always want to know what is happening, why is it like that, and you know, we're always constantly on our phones because we don't want to be alone, and you know, the only way you become successful and improve yourself as a human being is you look inwards and you do what that person said. You want to lose weight? Stop eating. There's so much food. You want to make money?
You work your ass off.
Work your fucking ass off. And it's not like you need that one idea. No, put the work in, you'll get the money, man. You know, you put the work in the gym, you do it. Just people don't want to do the next step. They think that I've lost weight. People start praising them, they gain the weight back on, and I've seen it happen to so many people. I've seen it to a lot.
And when you make a certain amount of money, people praise you for it, and guess what? They go, "Oh, thank God! Now I can stop working.
I can stop working hard because all you fucking did it for was for other people. You didn't do it for yourself or for your loved one.
Yeah.
You self-centered piece of shit."